I clearly boarded the plane with my daughter, but after taking a short rest, I woke up to find her gone. I immediately asked the flight crew, but they told me they had never seen me with my daughter and that I had boarded alone. They also said there was no record of my daughter in the system. How could that be? I definitely boarded the plane with my daughter, and we were seated in 26A. You all saw us, so how can you now say my daughter doesn't exist? What's going on?
Manifest list 26A is unoccupied, and I did the head count myself. I checked each seat.
Would you like to see your boarding pass?
If you wouldn't mind.
I put it right in my pocket. I put both boarding passes in my pocket.
I thought maybe I had put the boarding pass in my daughter's bag, so I rushed back to my seat to look for it. But when I opened the overhead compartment, I realized my daughter's bag was gone too. I was completely panicked. I told them my daughter must have been taken by someone, but the flight attendant didn't believe me. I had no choice but to rush straight to the cockpit to speak to the captain directly.
Your behavior is constituting a threat to the safety of this aircraft.
I'm not a threat. I need to speak
I'm an
to
air
the
marshal.
captain.
Can I let you go?
This man was the flight attendant on this passenger plane, also a passenger sitting behind me in disguise, named Will. With Will's help, I finally met the pilot. I explained the entire situation from start to finish. After listening, the pilot found it strange and went to confirm with the flight attendant, but the result was the same. The flight attendant at the boarding gate, Jessie, said she didn't remember me bringing my daughter. Sarah, who was responsible for counting the passengers, also said she hadn't seen my daughter. Even the flight attendant behind me, Will, said he had no recollection of my daughter. Hearing these responses, the captain began to suspect that I was mentally unstable, suggesting I might be hallucinating. He asked if I had been drinking or taking medication. I told him I hadn't drunk any alcohol, but I had taken some anti-anxiety medication. A few days earlier, my husband had fallen from the upstairs and passed away, and my mental state had been unstable. This flight was to transport my husband's remains back for burial, with my daughter accompanying me. The coffin was currently in the cargo hold. However, despite taking medication, I was certain my mind was clear. I also informed them that there were still many areas on the plane that had not been searched, and I listed the specific locations one by one. I knew these details because I was the designer of this aircraft and had participated in its design process.